Rick Godley's All Things Local. Rick Godley's All Things Local.
It is amazing to watch a true artist at work.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rick Godley. It's All Things Local, and we're going to find out about a really local mission, nonprofit. Call it a ministry if you want. It does the most good. We're talking about Beyond the Blind, beyondtheblind.org. Mr. Jake Slocum here, one of the members. Are you a founding member?
Mm-hmm.
Founding member of Beyond the Blind. First of all, what is Beyond the Blind?
We're an organization that we assist and facilitate taking hunts, or taking any kid that's got a physical, mental, or challenging circumstance, or any kid with a challenging circumstance hunting. So if you don't have the means, you don't have the ability, or you just have a circumstance that you don't think you'll ever be able to, or that child doesn't ever think they'll be able to get on a hunt, we're an organization that facilitates that and try to get them out in the outdoors.
Beyondtheblind.org is where you want to go to find more information about it. Every story has a first chapter. When did this first chapter happen? Was it to you, or was it to Hunter? Was it to John, Thomas, Daniel, or?
I would say it really started between me, Dan, and Hunter. We had talked about it for a couple years, and we'd always talked about kind of doing our own thing, and it's just one of those times that it was at the end of a year, and we just said, look, if we're ever going to do this, let's stop talking about it and let's do it. And it's been that ever since. That would have been in December of 24. That's when I would say the wheels really started rolling. We made the decision to do this.
So what was the first event? Was it a hunt? And is it only hunting, or is it fishing, or is there other?
It's only hunting right now.
Only
I'm not saying it's wouldn't evolve into something,
right?
But it's only hunting right now. But yeah, I was okay. So the first event, the first event that I guess you'd say that we hosted was our hunt in October of 25.
Okay.
That was our first true sanctioned hunt, and we had a 100% success rate. Actually, throughout the entire year, we had a 100% success rate, which we would not have put money on that.
Right.
I would say that we would not have put money on that.
Right. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. So you took it. Yep. And I mean, here, for the sake of those going to watch this in the future, well, we are in July, matter of fact, July 15th in the year 2026. So you're technically less than a year old in the experience of taking a child on their first event, with more to come. But you all got to, man, you guys are just starting out still, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the purpose of this too, is to create more awareness for beyondtheblind.org, beyondtheblind.org, and for you to fill out an application or ask questions or ask Jake, are you the lone spokesman, or are these other men, Thomas Anderson?
Well, make me the lone spokesman. We'll help that out.
We're going to get him in that chair.
We'll get Hunter over here. Hunter's good on camera.
Good. But every organization needs a spokesperson to go out to create more awareness, because I want you to share the story too, because the general population, and I'm part of that, I didn't know who you were until Daniel, I think, either called me up one day, and then you reached out to Mike Kane, talking about Buddy Ball and how we can collaborate together, and we'd love to do that. Mm-hmm. But every organization needs somebody to go out and speak to the civic clubs and whatnot and churches and create more awareness.
Absolutely.
All right, so take us through the process take us through the first, we call it an event, don't we? But it's a hunt, right?
Yeah, it's a hunt.
Okay.
So we receive in the applications, and so, we just find out, what's the issue with the child? Where do you live? Are you able to walk? Are you wheelchair bound? And we go through all the, the basic application questions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you allergic? We try to get as much information that we can as possible without going into crazy details, which we don't need all of that, not unless it's pertinent. So once we receive the application, if you're eligible and we think it's a good fit and it's something we think we can accommodate, then we'll call. We get all the remaining information that we need. We send out a welcome packet, and so the Lincoln Parish Sheriff's Department's been instrumental for us, because that opening weekend, that we have our main hunt in Lincoln Parish, they shut the whole range down, and that range is to us. And so we bring them in, and um, we assess their capabilities. So we get them on the gun range. We assess their capabilities. What can you do? What can't you do? Are you comfortable? Okay, well, you're able to be on a gun, but would you be more comfortable if you were on a button system?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be more comfortable if you were sitting here with the gun? So we just kind of we assess and we adjust if we need to. So I think I kind of spurred your idea when I said a button system. You kind of went
Well,
blank.
no, it just goes to show me that the technologies that are out there, and for whatever the quote unquote, you want to call it a disability or different abilities
Mhm.
that the child may have, that you're always searching for a way to make it happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're always searching for. We try to eliminate any obstacle that may be out there. Because the last thing that we want is for a hunt or an experience to be, and when I say unsuccessful, I don't mean it in a bad way, but we're trying to make sure that every avenue is as successful as possible. Just to give you a brief example, so we just ordered new feeders for all of our spots. So, but these feeders are directional feeders to where they're not in the line of where we'll be
Mm-hmm.
hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So that way there's never a blind spot. So you won't even see the feeder. It'll just go off, set the feed down the line,
Mm-hmm.
but we're never in a blind spot to where we don't have a angle to have a shot. Um, but a button system, I'm going to answer your question on that. So let's just say if a child is autistic or Down syndrome or anything like that, and they're able to be on the gun, but loud noises, certain environments make that a little bit more challenging. So we had one this past year. He gets on the gun, and as soon as he shot, I saw it in his face. He wasn't afraid of it, but he was not comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it, and I said, "Hey, buddy, let's try you on a button system." So a button system, if the gun's right here and it's in a tripod, there's a triggering device. You have a button, and I have a button, and the gun doesn't go off until the switch is on and both buttons are pushed at the same time. So we're the safety. And so when we get ready, we hold our button, and when he pushes his button, gun goes.
You're helping me understand again,
Yeah.
because I wasn't even fully aware of Beyond the Blind, and you can be as well, beyondtheblind.org, to find out more. But it's not like that a parent, guardian will fill out the application and you just take them right out on a hunt.
No,
you
no,
I mean,
no,
mean,
no,
you-
it's not that simple.
no, it's not that simple. Because you want it to be a successful event for all in there. And find out more about the mission of beyondtheblind.org. And then do you do this monthly, or do you quarterly, or how do you go about?
Well, we have our group here that we host a hunt, the youth weekend in October. Now, if you're chosen and you're not able to hunt that weekend, then we will have, we call them one-off hunts. That's just our kind of a
Mm-hmm.
acronym that we use, meaning if you can't make it that weekend, we accommodate for another weekend. So we had multiple of those last year that it almost felt like every weekend we were taking somebody last year, which was great because that's what we enjoy.
Right, right.
It just makes it fun for us. But we also have a group out of Shreveport that we have a hunt over there the same weekend. So it's not just for Lincoln, Union, Jackson, Bienville. We have a group over in Caddo and Bossier, and in the Stonewall area that we took one kid out of Texas this past year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean we have a pretty broad area that we go.
Is Beyond the Blind like a local chapter of a national organization, or is this an organic,
It's an organic
cool,
organization. Yeah.
homegrown?
It's homegrown.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is one thing we sometimes forget, that you take the child out for this experience, but sometimes other members of the family realize things can happen that they didn't know could happen, and I mean in a good way.
Yep.
Talk about that story about a father
Oh,
who
yeah.
came.
Yeah. So I would say the best thing we had happen last year, in my opinion, I'm not speaking for everybody because we all had great experiences last year. We had a kid that came to us. He had I think it's cerebral palsy, and his dad's a big hunter and fisherman, and he just never thought that he was going to be able to take his son, fish or take his son hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And so he signs up, and we're like, absolutely, man, you're in. We can't wait to have you. So his dad was in the stand with him that morning, and he was actually the first kid to shoot that morning. I mean, it was right at daylight. He was the first one to shoot, and when we get done with everything, his dad, kind of looks around and goes, "Man, I think I could do this. On my own. Like I think I can take him." Or absolutely. We'll send you all the links. Here's everything that you need,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll help you set it up. But we want you to take him from now on. That it just opened up eyes
Right.
of capabilities because most people just don't know that stuff exists.
Correct. They don't know
Yeah.
what they don't know.
Yeah.
And that is awesome. So a father now taking his
Mhm.
son out because of going on the first event with beyondtheblind.org. What else could we say today? Because let's do some follow-ups, because the more that people know, the more that we can help others. So what else? What's the biggest thing how often do you meet? Once a month, once a quarter, or?
Oh, I mean, we're always texting back and forth, but I wouldn't say we probably have a once a month meeting. We'll do a Zoom meeting because as everybody knows that everybody's lives are busy.
Right.
You got kids, you got jobs, you got this, you got that. Because we don't have payroll, we don't have staff people. These 6 people that are running this organization, all of it comes through us.
Mhm.
So nobody takes a salary.
Right.
So we're trying to be proactive and getting kids signed up because it helps us prepare, but it also helps us as well
Yeah.
to be able to prepare. Because last year, yes, it was a tremendous success, but it was getting chaotic because we were trying to get so many things done at one time. So we were like, all right, our goal this year is we want to have weekend set in stone, kids set in stone, and this is what we're going to make work.
So beyondtheblind.org is the website. You also have a YouTube that folks can go and watch and see just what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
and there's actually we have 2 playlists. One playlist are some examples of the hunts with the kids, and we also send a copy of that to the parents to where they always have it. And then we also have another playlist on our YouTube channel. It's just informational, so it shows you what we hunt out of, which is typically going to be a 5x8 antler shed, meaning we can hunt 4 people in there, no problem, with camera gear, everything we need. They're big and they're nice as it gets. And then we have another video for the application process and another video for an overview of the gun and its capabilities.
The mission of Beyond the Blind, committed to empowering children with disabilities and those facing challenging circumstances by providing a transformative outdoor experience that fosters personal growth and connection with nature. And you even said more connection with family that you didn't know.
Yeah.
The mission is to administer and facilitate hunting and outdoor adventures that transcend the physical challenges by providing children with the opportunity to discover new horizons and realize their full potential. This is my favorite sentence. By fostering resilience and joy in nature, we aim to inspire hope and enrich their mental and spiritual lives, guiding children toward a brighter future beyond the blind. Who came up with that name?
Came up with the name. I guess, we were all, I got to let that cat out of the bag because I've been asked that so many times.
It's okay to own it.
We couldn't really come up with just a catchy name, and so ChatGPT helped us out. But we were like, all right, and we had it narrowed down to about 10 different things. I can't remember. I'd have to go back because we were screenshotting back and forth, and then all of a sudden it just kind of hit and said Beyond Blind. I was like, well, what we're doing is kind of beyond just the hunt. That's kind of our goal. It's not just about we're going to have a hunt. We're trying to get them to realize their potential. Like you don't have as many challenges and as limitations as you think. There are things out there that can broaden that. And so that's kind of where that came up. And then we also said, well, we could go into further deals of, duck hunting, fishing, what we're doing, it might go beyond.
Oh, it
this.
will.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
It's organic. This
Yeah.
is going to go in
Yeah.
a whole nother direction.
Yeah.
But beyondtheblind.org, Jake Slocum, any questions that you may have, go to the website, beyondtheblind.org. And Jake, let's make another date to have more of these, to get more information out, to get more children and families involved.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Jake Slocum, I'm Rick Godley. It's All Things Local. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Good night.